It's Ebro in the Morning. Laura Styles and the Queen is in the building. Give it up for Mary J. Blige. Give it up.
Good morning, Ebro. Good morning.
That's
Hi,
Laura
Mary.
Styles.
Good morning, Laura Styles.
Such a pleasure
nice to meet you.
I'm so excited.
Our very own Angie Martinez was one of the people who brought us our very own Laura Styles.
Oh, so she's got to be good people.
She got the stamp.
Yeah, Angie's one of my mentors. And when I knew you were coming, I was like, I almost texted her too, like, oh my God, I'm super excited. And I don't even know how I'm going to do, but I'm here.
That's so nice, don't you? I was going to say, don't you miss Angie?
Of course. Well, I still talk to Angie Martinez.
Well, that's your friend, though.
Of
That's,
course.
Yeah.
So I reach out to her. I mean, her schedules are a little crazy, but check on her. You know, I got a daughter now. I got a 4-month-old. So,
oh, congrats.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I sent her pictures of my daughter, and we trying to, you know, have a little dinner and things like that. But, you know, she ran the marathon. She's got the book. She's on multiple stations now.
Yeah.
She's rocking.
She's rocking.
She's doing the Renaissance.
But enough
lady
about,
thing.
I love it. I love it. But so are you right now. London Sessions.
Yeah, it's all about the London Sessions and just going over there and doing that and just needing to do that. I needed to do that. I needed a change. You know, my fans, they love me. I've been doing this for a while, and I've been doing the same thing for a while. You know, Queen of Hip Hop Soul, R&B, blah, blah, blah. And I needed a change. I was beginning to feel like I was stuck and things were just stagnant for me. And I know people would, you know, accept me regardless if I put another R&B album out, but that wouldn't have satisfied me.
Right.
I needed to go and do something different. And when I discovered Disclosure, I was like, that's it. And when I did the FU remix and they released it over there and it exploded, I was like, that's it. Like, what else can I do? You know, and then I, you know, made my way over to London to work with them again to do a whole EP. And then Steve Barnett, the chairman of Capitol Records, he's the one that expanded on the idea and made it a bigger idea.
And that's how we got the London Sessions.
Yeah, that's how we got the London Sessions, documenting the whole thing, working with writing with Sam Smith and Emily Sandy, and you know, just everybody you know who's I'm sure people know by now, you know, who have the album.
Well, definitely download the album. We got a lot of ground to cover, but I want to make sure we focus on the London Sessions because I think it's a very important moment in your career, right? Like the fact that you recorded a documentary, stepped outside of your comfort zone, went overseas to create a body of work. It's classic and vintage, is new all at the same time, right?
And it feels so good.
You love it.
I love the album. I have tons of stuff I want to ask you. So,
so can I play the remix? That the Disclosure Mary J. Blige
absolutely.
remix. I want to play that for people. Yeah, I want to play that, get them a little taste of that, right? Because they obviously know the Sam Smith Disclosure.
Right.
When I heard the Latch record, right? That's what put me on. I didn't know Disclosure had 10 albums overseas. I didn't know they were this big production crew. I had no idea. So I learned about them kind of the same way you're saying you learned about them. They did your remix and you were like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm still learning. I didn't know they had 10 albums. I thought they may have had the two that I know about.
No, they haven't.
So this is
in a big way, you introduced them to a completely different audience.
Right, absolutely. And they introduced me to a completely different audience.
Mary J. Blige, on Ebro in the Morning. Laura Styles, Hot 97. I wanted to say the Queen of Hip Hop Soul, but I feel like you did that already. Just like you were saying a minute ago. Now we into something else.
I did. I mean, it was a genre of music that I am queen of, and will always be queen of. But I have
talk that talk.
But I've all
right.
Talk that talk.
But in my, in the process of making these records, I've been trying to tell people that I'm more than just the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. I'm an artist first. When I put the Mary album, I said this is a statement that I'm an artist first. And then when I did the song with Bono and Sting and Elton and George Michael, I've been screaming it for a long time.
Yo, I love what she runs through her resume for us.
Oh, God, it's real talk. This is your 13th album.
Yeah, this is my 13th.
Now, you recorded everything in the UK, and it was nothing but UK producers, right?
Yes.
So what were some of the challenges? Because I would imagine you're jet lagged all the time.
Well, there was one American producer, and that was Rodney Jerkins. And he killed it with My Lovin'. He murdered it. He did his thing. And the only challenge was just being able to be at the studio at 12 noon every single day. Like, that was different for me, because here in the States we go to the studio at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and we come home at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
So it was a different schedule, so I had to be focused. I had to go to bed on time. I had to get up on time, because I have a regimen that I do. I work out, I warm up, I do all this stuff. So I had to get up
I don't want
early.
no beef, but your wife looks great. The workouts and all that, I don't want no problem. I just want to make sure I complimented her right. It's all good. I don't want no problem.
We ain't worried about you, Ebro.
So they had you working.
Yeah, it was all working. It was 10 days of writing and recording, you know, like reference vocals, and 10 days of actually recording the whole song, or all the real songs. And there was one rest day, vocal rest day. So it was a grind. It wasn't, you know, but it was beautiful though. It was a beautiful, I had a good time. That's what made it seem easy, but it was hard. It was a lot of work, and it was beautiful.
One of my favorite songs on the album is called Therapy. As soon as I heard it, I felt like it spoke to me. I mean, listen, I think with your albums, you've definitely been our therapy. You know what I mean? I mean, even like with songs like 7 Days, I can still relate to. I play it and it touches me in a certain way. But Therapy was like, it was more about just sitting on a couch and talking to somebody, you know? It was about having a good cry by yourself. And like, what were you going through when you wrote Therapy?
Well, Sam Smith actually wrote Therapy.
Really?
It was 100% written by him when I got the reference vocal. And when I heard it, I, you know, changed a couple of words that made it fit me. But I thought it was just important, you know, to sing about something. Like Sam made it so, he made it sound like so much fun. Like, because you know Sam has that voice, and he does all these amazing things with it, and it just made me want to sing about it. And I just thought it was important to touch on that, because people are afraid to talk about it, and it makes it makes people feel like they're not alone. And then there's more to therapy than just sitting in front of a doctor.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if that's your choice, that's your choice. But, you know, there's prayer, there's meditation, there's painting, there's shopping, there's whatever your therapy may be. Who knows? So that's why I want people to know that.
See,
you know,
when Mary's here, I can't even make my jokes. I know.
No, you can't.
I would have been like, there's sex, there's smoking weed.
But whatever it is.
I'm just saying, but you're Mary, I can't really.
Yes, you can, Ebro. I'm not. You don't. I'm not a nun.
She's not judging you. Whatever floats your boat.
See, I know.
I'm me. It's me. Remember?
I know, but still, listen. I've known you for a long time, and you've always been so gracious to me. Whether we drinking in a club or whether I come by a studio, and that's one thing. But when I still with you, it's you're Mary J. Blige, right? And so, like, we on the radio right now. I can't be talking about what I would normally talk about with an artist when Mary J. Blige is here. But I love that we have you, right? And you're somebody that we were able to watch grow and go through all of the things that you went through. Whether it was, you know, you brought up therapy, but you shared yourself. And all of that pain with everyone, and that's why you're where you are today, because you didn't put up any barriers between you. Before social media, Mary didn't have any barriers. Right. Like you know, now we see a lot more of artists than we used to. But and it's because of Instagram and Twitter and this. But you did that with your music. You were brave enough to be like, yo, I'm gonna use my music for that.
Right. I didn't even know. It wasn't even a plan. It wasn't something conscious that I did. I wrote a letter to myself called My Life in 1994. A letter to myself speaking about all the pain that I was dealing with. 4 million people, 5 million people picked up the album and said Me Too. And that created a relationship where I felt like, okay, this is bigger than just me. Now I have to speak for the people. Now I have to speak. Every time I deal with something, now I have to speak about it. I can't give everything, but the things that we can relate to, you know, that I want to give away, I have to give away. And that My Life album started that relationship of where I give. I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna write an album and everybody's gonna be going through what I'm going through. Right. No, I was in so much pain. I had to get it out. And I got it out, and I didn't know so many people were dealing with the same thing. It's Hot
970, Ebro In The Morning. And Laura Styles and the beautiful Mary J. Blige. I was just commenting on how on the cover of the London Sessions album, you know, Mary, we've kind of known it was there, but you had a scar next to your eye. I don't know what it's from, but it felt like, you know, later on in your career, you felt more okay showing some of your imperfections to us.
Well, what I've done is I've just accepted the things I can't change. I can't change a lot of things. And I refuse to have some surgeon chop my face up over a scar or over anything. So I've accepted my scar. I've accepted my high, sharp cheekbones, my heart, you know, my nose, the size of my feet, whatever is going on that
feet?
And shut up.
Oh, sorry. Who knew Mary had big feet?
But these are the things that I would tease about. You know, I was teased about my feet. So I thought, you know, that stuff sits in your head and, you know, you think your feet are big. So for a long time I was, you know, I thought my feet were big, and I accept that my feet are big if they are now. So I accept everything I can't change.
Mary, you do not have big feet, all right? You look amazing. Stop it.
Thank you.
So, you know, speaking of accepting things, I know that, you know, there was a headline that went out recently, and we talked off the air about it, and I could tell that it didn't, you know, you don't get bothered by much, but it was about your relationship with Kendall. It was about your husband.
Yeah.
And it was basically saying that you guys can't have friends of the opposite sex.
That's not true.
What is that?
That was an interview that was taken out of context, something I did for an overseas magazine called Stella. And it was, the whole interview was like, what? Are you kidding me? Are we in 1994 right now? Are you seriously talking about I punched the interviewer in the face and all of this, blah, 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 what? And so the whole thing was taken out of context. And Kendu has friends. He's had friends before he met me. My problem as a woman, that I'm not going to accept any new female friends unless we're all friends.
Talk about it.
You get what I'm saying?
I understand.
Like who's it, why some chick just popping up wants to hang out all of a sudden?
Yeah, unless if she's married. Exactly. No, I'm not doing that.
Right. Like, why do you want to hang out? Like, what's your motive?
What do you want? Exactly.
Right.
But if we're married and there's some new people, you know, new female, new male, we can all hang out.
But I think that's normal, though.
Absolutely.
I think we talked about it on the air too, and most people called was like, "Yo, why are you having new friends that are of the opposite sex, and why wouldn't I know them?" Right? I think that's common in most, because people have ulterior motives sometimes, and sometimes people can be divisive. And I think even with this interview, I think that's what they was trying to do, be a little bit divisive on you.
Yeah, they was trying to start something.
Do you look at these trashy websites? Do you get involved in any of that stuff? Do you see it at all? Does it come across your radar at all?
I don't go digging and, you know, looking for stuff. I don't go to blogs. You know, I hear a lot of stuff. You know, I do Twitter and Instagram. You know, and on Twitter, of course, you're going to see, I hate you, bitch, and all this, you know, just stupid stuff.
Right.
People say that. I thought it was just...
Oh, please. People absolutely say horrible things about me, or they try to say them to me, but they think they're talking to me, but they're not. So, you know, but I don't go digging for, you know, for dirt on myself. Why would I do that? That stuff
I wouldn't think
painful.
that anybody would be mean to Mary J. Blige.
Oh, please, people are very mean.
I mean,
listen, when you dig, it was probably like a 10-year-old boy just trolling. You know what I mean? It could be anybody. I'm curious, Mary, because you have Emily Sande, you have Naughty Boy. Were you familiar with these artists before you recorded in London? Were you fans of them that you decided to collaborate with? I
was familiar with Emily.
Yeah.
And it was Steve Barnett, the chairman of Capitol Records again. It was his idea that I work with Emily. And I kept hearing, I think Rodney Jerkins kept telling me, wow, you and Emily will make a power team if y'all was to get together.
Real.
And we did, you know, with that whole damn year. Yeah, that's me and Emily, you know.
So what record do you want to get to? I know we done Therapy. We had the Disclosure record where they did the remix. What's a record that you want to get to off this album right now?
I got to get to Doubt.
Doubt.
I have to.
That is track number 2.
Yeah.
Who wrote? What's the story?
Well, this is a guy by the name of Sam Romans. He's signed to Rock Nation. He's an artist. He's a writer, and this dude is phenomenal. I think when you see the documentary tonight, you're gonna see why I'm going on about him, because when I walked in to write with him and he started writing and singing that song, it was everything that I had dealt with, you know, in my entire life and recently. And that Doubt is the voice where, you know, I'm constantly trying to beat up and conquer. He just nailed it, what I needed at that moment. And this song is so important, and because everyone can relate to having to beat that voice of doubt down and having to beat all the chatter down and just rise above and do what you do.
Mary, the London Sessions has a documentary that comes along with it. So, and I know it's going to be released in January.
Yes.
What is this what are we seeing? Is it all about recording the album, The London Sessions, in this documentary?
Yes, it's all about recording the album. It's all about me personally, just moments of me. It's interviews of me speaking candidly just about how much strength it takes to come out of the valleys, and how much strength it takes to just be around, you know, as long as it's a lot of personal moments. There's a lot of you're gonna see me just see me raw. It's very raw.
Are you afraid? Like, I'm listening to you talk, and it feels like we're gonna see things that maybe you haven't shown before. Like, I'm listening to you describe it. Are you?
No, I'm not ashamed. I'm not afraid. It's life, and it's nothing that heavy. It's just, you know, me and my trials and how I came through them. But
that's new territory for you to do an actual documentary, right? And allow people that kind of, I mean, usually it's through a song, right? We get videos, we get live shows, maybe an interview, but an actual documentary, I mean, that's new territory.
Yeah, we're capturing moments.
It is. Yeah, I don't want to give it all away.
Okay,
I need you to see it, because I can't really articulate what you're going to see. But if I had to say, you're going to see Mary, period. You know, Mary without Ebro in front of her, Mary
Right.
without interviews, just Mary sitting in a park, like just with no makeup on and just sneakers, just talking to a camera. And then you'll see Mary made up, you know, it's different cuts from different interviews.
I love it.
You know,
I love it. So we'll look for that in January. I gotta let you go. I know your time is limited, but I
Yeah.
appreciate you sharing with us and always being open with me and gracious like that. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
We
Ebro.
love
It's
the
good
London
seeing
sessions.
you.
I love it. I love
Always.
it.
Thank you.